Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
Ever since Trump won the election, liberals have been melting down in epic fashion. The great meltdown of snowflakes hasn't been contained to just brainwashed liberals who believed that Obama was their messiah. It spread far and wide to include celebrities and sports figures and continues to this day. We've seen entire NFL teams, spurred on by Colin Kaepernick's example, disrespect the national anthem and our soldiers because President Trump said that they should stand and honor them. NBA players like the Warriors' Stephen Curry have been disinvited from visiting the White House because of their hatred of Trump. Even some college basketball teams snubbed the president by declining invitations to visit the Capitol. The latest professional athlete to disrespect President Trump is 33-year-old gold medal skier, Lindsey Vonn. In an interview last week, Vonn told CNN that if she is on the U.S. Winter Olympic team competing in Pyeongchang, South Korea, that she will represent the people of the United States, not the president. When asked if she would accept an invitation from President Trump to visit the White House if she won in the Olympics, Vonn replied, "Absolutely not." The backlash was immediate. Amanda Shea of Freedom Daily wrote, "Vonn just slipped down the biggest downward slope of her career that's become all too familiar in the sports industry. Just like sponsors in the NFL fled in droves after major profit losses caused by protesting players, this Olympian is starting to feel the pain of making divisive statements where they don't belong." After doubling down on her tasteless remark by adding, "I want to represent our country well," Vonn explained, "I don't think that there are a lot of people currently in our government that do that." One of her biggest sponsors realized what a liability to their business she is. Fans are already responding to the comments in the same way they did to the national anthem kneelers in the NFL. A trending #boycott Under Armour has already picked up a lot of steam since she made her anti-Trump statements. "We've already seen that this is more than words. Pro-Trump Americans will adamantly stand by our president and do exactly as they say they will, boycott a brand, a sport, an event, and anything else that condones anti-American attitudes." Of course, Vonn experienced more Trump-train karma when she was injured during practice yesterday. Her injuries forced her to withdraw from the World Cup, and she may not even get to compete in the Winter Olympics. Now, Vonn is being slapped in the face for disrespecting Trump by one of her own. Olympic gold medalist Mike Eruzian, who captained the 1980 U.S. men's hockey team in a stunning victory over Russia in a game that has since become known as the Miracle on Ice, told Fox and Friends that Vonn should respect President Trump. Via the Conservative Tribune. In an appearance on Fox and Friends on Saturday, Eruzian said that Commander-in-Chief ought to be respected. "First of all, we had the honor of going to the White House, and if you will remember, at a very difficult time," Eruzian recalled, noting that the victory came at the height of the Iranian hostage crisis and President Jimmy Carter's unpopularity. President Carter had announced they were boycotting the 1980 Moscow Summer Games, so a lot of Olympians weren't very happy with President Carter and his decision. Nevertheless, Eruzian went, even though he faced questions over the boycott. "I'm kind of an old-school guy. I respect the presidency," Eruzian said. "I respect the White House. I respect who is in that White House. If it's her choice not to go, that's fine, but boy, I treasured my visit." It is, of course, Vonn's choice. This being said, vitiating the quality of American discourse at this acrimonious juncture isn't the spirit of the Olympics. As bad as liberals may think Donald Trump is, few remember the kind of anger and rage Americans felt toward President Carter in 1980. He was despised for so many reasons, most of which were very good, and was decidedly unpopular among Olympians. And yet, they went. They respected the office. They respected the White House. They respected the country they had done fairly well for themselves representing. Vonn, as it turns out, might not even have to worry about a potential visit. According to the Washington Examiner, Vonn suffered a back injury during a race this weekend in St. Moritz, Switzerland. If bothered liberal Lindsey Vonn wants to compete on our Olympic team and represent our great country, she had better put her personal feelings aside because guess what? President Trump is an American, also, and she's representing him as well. After all Trump has done and is doing for America, you'd think liberals like Vonn would show a little gratitude. It's almost as if they hate that unemployment is at a 17-year low, the stock market is breaking records almost daily, illegal immigration is down massively, and consumer confidence is at an almost 2-decade high. All of those things are good for Americans, and Trump is the one who made them happen. If libs like Vonn don't like what Trump is doing for our country, maybe they should go live in another one. Share if you think President Trump should be respected for all of the great things he's accomplished for us. HT, Conservative Tribune. By Jeff Rainforth. Like Jeff on Facebook.